Human perception of the present is a biological lie. Because light takes a physical amount of time to travel from an object to your eyes, you never experience the universe as it is, only as it was. The night sky is less of a window and more of a cosmic graveyard. Take this bright orange star. The light hitting your retina tonight actually left its surface centuries ago. If that star had exploded last year, you would continue to see it shining brilliantly for generations, admiring an entity that no longer exists. Across the vaster expanse of the Andromeda Galaxy, the delay reaches 2.5 million years. We are seeing these stars as they were when our ancestors had not yet fashioned stone tools. The brilliant structures we photograph today may have been completely destroyed by cosmic disasters millions of years ago. In 1977, we launched Voyager 1 with the ambition of crossing the void. We celebrated its passage into interstellar space as a grand escape. That even after half a century of travel, Voyager has covered a distance of only 22 light hours, barely brushing the inner porch of our own solar system. We view space as a frontier awaiting arrival, but the cold reality of mathematics suggests a different structure. The universe enforces a ruthless blockade, secured by fundamental physics. Our reach is limited by a rigid mathematical velocity cap set at 299,792 kilometers per second. This is not a technical hurdle or an engineering challenge. It is a universal constant that dictates exactly how far any physical object can go. This chart shows the relationship between a spacecraft's velocity and its mass. As a ship accelerates toward the speed of light, Einstein's mass-energy equivalence takes effect. The energy you pour into the engines doesn't just increase speed, it converts into relativistic mass. The faster the ship tries to go, the heavier and more stubborn it becomes. At the light speed threshold, the curve becomes perfectly vertical. A ship's mass would become infinite. Moving it would require an infinite amount of energy, more than exists in every star and black hole in the entire cosmos combined. Theoretical loopholes like the Alcubierre warp drive suggest manipulating space itself to bypass this limit. The math works, but the construction requires negative mass, an exotic material that completely defies the standard model of physics. It likely does not exist anywhere in the universe. The universe uses our own effort to seal us in. The harder we strive to push past the limit, the heavier our burden becomes, ensuring that we remain isolated within our own local systems. Even if we could solve the energy problem, we would trigger a biological trap. Time dilation ensures that any civilization attempting to reach the stars is effectively severed from its own history. Imagine a crew traveling to a habitable world 500 light-years away at 99% the speed of light. For those on board, the trip might feel like mere months, but back on Earth, 5 centuries pass. These travelers arrive at their new world as orphans of a timeline that has long since forgotten them. This same delay makes galactic diplomacy a mathematical impossibility. We use massive radio telescope arrays like these to listen for a whisper or a mathematical pattern from another world. A single radio message sent to the far side of the Milky Way takes 100,000 years to arrive. A reply would take another 100,000 years. By the time that signal touches Earth, the civilization that sent it will likely have vanished through devastating global war, severe resource depletion, or simple mass extinction. Every civilization is screaming into the void at the same time, but the limits of relativity ensure that no one ever hears the answer. We are permanently quarantined in time. In 1929, Edwin Hubble discovered that the universe is not a static container. It is expanding at a terrifying velocity, actively ripping distant galaxies away from us. As this grid shows, a repulsive force called dark energy is constantly generating new space between galaxies. The greater the distance between these icons, the faster that space is created, making their recession increasingly frantic. Eventually, objects reach the cosmic event horizon, the point where the space between us is stretching faster than the speed of light. Any photon emitted from those galaxies now will never reach a human retina. They are effectively vanishing into the dark, forever unreachable. Because of this expansion, we live inside an information bubble that is shrinking every second. We are permanently disconnected from more than 99% of reality, watching as the universe drains the floor from beneath our feet. We are stranded on a vanishing island of matter. Even with warp drives or antimatter engines, we could never overtake a horizon that is receding faster than light. The vaster the universe becomes, the more the focus returns to our immediate physical surroundings. Our immediate barrier is the Oort Cloud, the icy labyrinth marking the final gravitational boundary of our Sun. This graphic shows the Sun at the center, with Voyager's current progress barely visible. The Oort Cloud is an immense spherical shell of billions of icy objects and planetary remnants. It will take Voyager another 30,000 years of drifting through absolute darkness just to clear this field and sever the Sun's gravitational leash. We take great pride in engineering marvels like the Parker Solar Probe, but against the scale of the Oort Cloud, these machines are merely toys crawling across their own front porch. Consider the timeline. 30 millennia ago, we had not yet laid the bricks of civilization or domesticated livestock. By the time our fastest probes reach open space, humanity will likely have evolved into something unrecognizable or wiped itself out entirely. The physical constants of our universe are not just facts of science, they are the walls of a cell. We must accept that our ultimate fate and our entire history will be realized in the solitary dark of our